Winter, a time when everything slows down. The nights are long, the trees are bare, and fly fishing in New England gets very, very frustrating. Conditions are cold, but getting outside in the cold isn't a problem for most people who have lived in the north. The problems start when you can't keep your line in the water for more than a few minutes without it turning into a strand of ice pearls. Or when there is so much ice built up on your guides that you can no longer get the line to move through them. Or how about the times when you step out of the water onto a dry rock, but as soon as the water from your boot has a chance to drip down onto that rock, it becomes an icy sphere that you're almost certain to slip off of. The fishing slows down too. Fish are seeking deeper water to stay warm. Deeper parts of the river often correlate to a slower flow, leading to faster icing on the surface and making it impossible to access in waders. It's challenging to find a hole deep enough to hold fish that hasn't been frozen over with ice. Turbulent areas are a good place to start. Dams and falls keep the rivers moving fast and prevent them from freezing over. Some of these dams also control outlets from ponds and lakes. If you can hit the flows right, at ideal rates, just after the lakes have been let down, some of those giant lake-raised fish have spilled into the rivers. With a lot of determination, patience, and stubbornness, you just might get a nod from one of these winter giants. Even then, you might not sink the hook. And if you do, hopefully your guides are clear enough and there isn't too much ice built up on your line that you can attempt to land it. But those aren't worries that I've had to fret with this year. I've logged so many frost-filled days this winter that I can't keep track. I've fished dams, pools, bridges, headwaters, tailwaters, and falls. Big rivers, small rivers, stocked rivers. I fished warm days, cold days, through the rain, and through the snow. I've tried floating line indicator nymphing, sinking line streamer fishing. I even bought a new rod to tightline Euro nymph. I've thrown zebra midges, hare's ears, copper johns, rainbow warriors, blowtorches, zudlers, prince nymphs, squirmy wormies, Frenchies. And all I have to show for it are a bunch of spent toe warmers and this zudler tail strike.
Yep. I thought I set the hook good.
Why didn't I tie that one with a stinger hook? So, after fishing some more, clearing the guides, tying more flies, a little bit of drinking, fishing more, clearing guides, scouting new water, tying more flies, contemplating my life choices, fishing more, clearing guides, melting flies, casting between moving icebergs, tying even more flies, and still having no fish in the net to show for it? Am I done winter fly fishing? I'm still skunked for the year. And I feel like I'm getting to this point where I just am not catching any fish, and I don't even want to go fishing because I'm not catching any fish. But the only way to catch a fish is to keep fishing, so that's my dad. He's kind of a trout whisperer. Even with a lifetime as his fishing buddy, I've still got a lot to learn. And maybe that's what this season is supposed to be for me. A lesson. You know, one of those dreaded lessons that shows you that life isn't fair? That even though you've been putting in the hours, even though the conditions have been tough, even though you're utilizing different methods, none of that guarantees you a fish. Skunkings can last a whole season. But seasons end. And so do fishless streaks, if you just keep fishing.
job, Haley.
Woo!
I thought you had too much slack on the water to hook that fish.
Guess not.